Hey everyone, welcome to Makin Scents. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate seeing you here. And if this is your first time checking out the channel, welcome aboard. Today we're going to talk about fragrances to watch the UFC fights. What I mean by that is if you get a chance to go spend some time with some of your friends when you're not worried about impressing anyone, just going to have a good time, these are the fragrances that I personally would recommend. Stay tuned. So like I said, the fragrances we're going to talk about today are fragrances that I would personally choose when heading out to watch a UFC event or a fight, or just going to hang out with, like in this case, the boys. If I was hanging out with old friends, it doesn't matter, boy, girl, whoever it is, when you have no intention on looking for compliments or anything like that, and you're just going to wear something that you enjoy personally, easy to wear, easy reach, all those types of things, but ultimately something that could even be nostalgic between you and your friends. We're going to go through this list here for you. There's 9 fragrances in front of me. It's not like a list of top 9. They're not in any specific order. I have put a couple in specific spots just to get them out of the way because they're going to be pretty obvious to you. The first one we're going to look at is this guy right here. It's Prada Homme. Now, let's face it. I talk about this fragrance all the time. It's one of my personal favorite fragrances. Super easy to reach for me. It's a nice iris fragrance. It's soapy. It's kind of fresh, you know. Possibly throw aquatic in there, but it's more so just an iris bomb. It's super easy to reach. It has that just fresh and clean feel. It's good for the office, good for hanging around. Literally good for, in my opinion, for almost any type of occasion. And that's this guy right here. Prada Homme, the original. Super great fragrance. Love that one. I put it first just because it's on a ton of my lists. It's one I talk about a good amount and just pretty much love that fragrance. Another one I've mentioned a bunch of times recently. This is I would say it's the lowest or most inexpensive on this list, but actually it's not. There's one more that's a little bit less. This one here I've talked about a bunch of times recently. I have 2 open bottles, and I think I have 3 sealed, not open bottles of this as well. Because for some reason in my mind, maybe it'll be gone one day, and I enjoy it that much. I don't wear it enough. I should wear it more. And yeah, let's just jump into it. And it's this guy right here from the house of Cremo. Oh, let's see if I can get that in the light. Blue, Cedar, and Cypress. Now, this one here, yeah, it's just got this really nice, fresh, a little bit of woodsy, spicy type of a mix to it. I'm not even going to spray right now. If I sprayed all these, it would be kind of intense. But this one here, to me, is a no-brainer. It's very easy to reach for. It's not in the blue category exactly like Blue de Chanel, YDP, all those different fragrances in that sense where it's like the most easy-to-reach fragrance ever that everyone loves and will be all over. But I believe this is their closest thing or right there with it from Cremo or Cremo, whatever you want to say it. It's definitely easy to reach, and it is blue, cedar, and cypress, so it's probably their blue fragrance. To me, it has a little bit more spice than some of those other ones do, or something like that, a little woodiness to it. It's just a nice fragrance. This is one that I usually keep in my car as an extra bottle, because it's only $20 for this huge bottle, 100 ml. Yeah, 100 ml for like $21, $22. Super fair price. Prada Homme was like, I think 70 or 80 bucks for that bottle I had there, which was 100 ml. The next one is one I've recently done a video on because I only added it to my collection this year. Before I announce this one, the fights that we're watching right now, just to give a timestamp roughly, is Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Justin Gaethje. That's the main fight, main card tonight. If you're watching this and you're at this point of the video, throw comments down below. Let me know what you think. Who's going to win the fights tonight? Any of the ones. You could do that one. You could do Cannonier versus Whitaker. Whoever you think is going to come on top there. Let me know your comments down below if you are a UFC fan or a fight fan. Who you think is going to come out on top. I would love to see the 5 rounds go in the main event between Gaethje and Khabib, and see some crazy wrestling between the two. You know, some great striking, bunch of leg kicks from Gaethje. Who knows? I don't really care who wins. I like both of them. I want to see them both have a good fight. I do like the underdog coming through sometimes, so if Gaethje came through, I'd be like, all right, that was cool. I do also kind of want to see Khabib get those 30 wins, so there's a toss-up there. I just hope we get a good 5-round fight, and back to the fragrances. So this guy right here, is the next one on my list. Nautica Voyage, one of the most easy reach fragrances out there. Super commonly talked about. Fresh. It's just a fresh, clean, soapy vibe. Literally out of the shower or shower gel feel, whatever you want to call it. I think this is $12 for 100 ml. Something like that. It's really inexpensive. It might be $15 for it. It's commonly available at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, all the rack stores, things like that as well. But Nautica Voyage kind of lends itself to the next 3 fragrances as well. This one and the following 3 fragrances have been out for a while, and they're very interchangeable in the sense that they're going to bring back some nostalgia. So if you were a Nautica Voyage wearer, or this is something that really sticks out in your past, this could be a cool one when you put it on when you get near your friends or getting back together again. The next one is just one of those. This one is on the list, and the next 2 as well, based on nostalgia for me and the age bracket of the friends I'm going to hang out with to watch the fight. You got this guy right here, Curve for men. This just brings me back to junior, senior year, something like that in high school, even maybe even right after that, give or take. I had this one, Drakkar Noir, and the next one on the list is also in there. And these are fragrances that just bring me back. So if I'm going to go hang out with some buddies and we all used to wear fragrances like this, or these just bring us to that time frame, or, you know, back 20 years ago to when we had these fragrances all the time, that might be what I decide to wear at times too, because bringing up the nostalgia or the scent memory for other people is really cool to me as a collector and someone that really enjoys this, you know, as a hobby and as a passion. Whenever I spray this and someone says, "Oh my gosh, I remember that. That reminds me of," then I did something right. That's a win for me. I'm not looking to make it because I chose the right fragrance to have that effect, but the fact that I can bring somebody else back to that time, that's awesome. That's a huge win. And that's Liz Claiborne Curve. So the next one, I don't even know how to describe that one other than the fact that it's an old school, fresh, soapy types. Not even soapy. It's just fresh, clean, easy reach fragrance. Doesn't last a long time. You know, it's inexpensive. I think it's less than $20 for that bottle. But it's great fragrance. The next one is another one that's around the same time frame, maybe on my frag journey a little bit after Curve, or right around, you know, senior year, we'll say, or after. It's this guy right here, Hugo Boss. Hugo. This one is your traditional cologne smell, if that makes any sense to you at all out there. This is when you would expect what cologne would smell like back in the day. It's kind of barbershop-esque, just old school vibe. It doesn't smell totally dated. It's not most current, most new, but when I think of cologne, before I really got into the different styles and types of cologne, Hugo Boss, this one right here, Hugo, absolutely is what I would think of. It's fresh. It's got, not spicy, but it's just got something in there. It might be a little bit of spice that gives it a little bit masculinity, a little bit more than just, you know, soap. But Hugo from Hugo Boss is another one of these that might bring back some memories if you're with some friends, because it was a super popular fragrance. You know, people wore it all over, and it smells really nice. It's an easy reach. You know, I just added it back to my collection after years. I was so excited to get that. So the next fragrance on the list is going to come from a house that I don't own many fragrances from. In the past, I had a few different ones. I believe this is literally the only bottle I have from the house right now. But it's another super easy reach fragrance that goes along with Hugo and Curve. For me, it's a back in the day fragrance as well. I'd say maybe a little bit after high school. And it's Burberry Touch. So I've had a couple bottles of this over time. I'm going to spray this one. Not going to lie, I haven't worn it in a while. But this is another one like Hugo, where it's a soapy, you know, clean barbershop type fragrance. You could call it shower gel if you want to call it that in a sense, but it just smells like what you'd expect cologne to smell like a nice cologne. It's not super rich. It's not dreamy. It's not, you know, setting all these crazy things going off in your nose, but it's a nice, clean, fresh scent that honestly almost anyone would feel good smelling like. You don't have to really think about it with this one. Burberry Touch. I do like Weekend from them too. I haven't smelled that in a long time. And I intend to get a few different other ones under my nose, but yeah, we'll stop from there for now. The next one on the list is going to come from a clone house, or a interpretation of house. And it's this one right here. It's the sweetest one on my list. And I say sweetest because the majority of the other fragrances I mentioned are all fresh. It's this one right here from SCENTual Obsessions. And it's their version of Andy Warhol. Super popular fragrance. Talked about a lot in the fragrance community. Still a very popular reach for me to go for. It's actually the only clone house on this list. It just smells so good. It's just this strong plum and a bunch of other items mixed together that I always have a decant of this with me. It's one that I leave in my vehicle because this bottle right here, super fairly priced. Kevin does a great job over there. Just a nice guy in general too. A lot of chat conversations with Kevin over at SCENTual Obsessions. I really enjoy that one, and when I wear it, I never wonder if anyone's going to at least like the way it smells, if that makes sense. To me, it's just an easy reach. Super nice fragrance. And that was this guy right here. One more time. SCENTual Obsessions. Their take on Andy Warhol. So I got 2 more fragrances for you. And again, if you didn't hear it earlier in the video, or you somehow passed it, if you're watching the UFC fight tonight, which is going to be with the main events, Khabib Nurmagomedov and Justin Gaethje, throw comments down below. Let me know who you think is going to win. Let me know how you think they're going to win. What round, if there's anything specific like that, make sure you let me know that as well. The next fragrance on this list is one of my other most commonly worn fragrances. Mass appealing, super talked about in the community over the time. And it's that guy right there. YSL YEDP. Not enough I can say about this one. I've told the story of I smelled it. I didn't like it. Thought it was kind of like subpar at best. Went back, smelt it again. Same thing. Smelt it again. Same thing. Finally decided to get a sample at Sephora. Sprayed it on, walked around the mall. And after just a short time walking through the mall after spraying it, I realized this was an amazing fragrance. Now, it did take that much time to figure it out. I thought it was trash at first, not going to lie. And now I love it. I've owned 3-4 bottles of this thing. I've worn it a bunch. I've decanted it, given some to friends. And it is a super easy, mass appealing, and compliment getting fragrance. It really is. And it lasts pretty well. Pretty good performance. And I would definitely say if you haven't tried that one, it's worth trying. There's so many different variations out there between this guy. This is definitely one of the infamous blue fragrances. But yeah, YSL YEDP, it's a banger. Now, for the fragrance I'm actually going to wear today to go watch the fights, after going through all of these easy reaches, I was very close to choosing either Curve or Hugo, just being honest with you, and straightforward. But my final decision goes to a very gentleman scent. Now, I am 41 years old at the shooting of this video, and this fragrance right here is classy. The person that designed and or created this fragrance has amazing passion and love, and he's a huge part of the community. And it's none other than this one right here, Zaharoff Signature Arome. So, why did I choose this fragrance? This isn't nostalgic. It isn't anything like that. It's not a flashy, over-the-top, going to make people, what the heck is that? It's crazy. No, it's a gentleman's fragrance. So it's a classy fragrance. It's gentlemanly. That's a great word. It's a gentleman fragrance that makes you feel good when you wear it. It's just a confidence-boosting fragrance. It performs great. It smells amazing. It's like barbershop, fresh, classic. You could wear it for a tuxedo. You could wear it, yeah. Spray that right now. Whee! Oh, I waited to spray that just so I could do it on the video, so I could get this fresh vibe kicking up. All of the elements of this fragrance mixed together are just like the perfect blend. That's one of those things for me that sometimes I like to spray it in the house. I like to wear it when I'm home because I just enjoy the different elements coming through. And even right now, just getting, it's just a beautiful fragrance. So for me, Zaharoff Signature Arome, if you haven't got your nose on it yet, he actually just released a couple more fragrances that I'm looking forward to getting. Right there, Signature Arome. Awesome fragrance. The owner is awesome. George is just a super nice guy, super sweet. Always, supporting other people in the community. So when I was going to go hang out with my friends today, I decided, you know what? If I was hanging out with my friends, I would like to use a fragrance that makes me feel like I'm wearing something designed by a friend. So that's why I chose the Zaharoff Signature Arome. So that's a wrap. Like I said, my choice for watching the UFC fight today is going to be this guy right here, Zaharoff Signature Arome. gentleman classy scent from a classy gentleman. That's the easiest way to describe it. I will throw links down below to Zaharoff, to SCENTual Obsessions, to a few other great people in the community, including Kingdom Fragrance, Venba Fragrance, fragrance.net. I always put them down in my section down below there. I don't get kickbacks from anybody, none of those things, nothing like that. I just like to put links for really good places where I buy fragrances, and or people like Zaharoff and SCENTual Obsessions as well. If you've tried any of these fragrances or you plan to try any of them, throw comments down below. Let me know what you think about them. Is there any other fragrances on this list that I should have added that you think you would recommend for wearing to go hang out with friends, going to watch UFC fights or anything like that, of course? Throw those comments down there. Love interacting with everybody. I love replying to comments. I literally attempt to comment and or reply to every single comment I get. If you haven't done so already, think about clicking that like button to the video. I'd appreciate that. Also, if you've been here before or this is your first time and you haven't subscribed and you like the content we're putting out there, I love the support. Please think about clicking the subscribe button. I'd love to have you hang around with us. And remember, if you're making the world a better place, just one spray at a time, then to me, you're just making sense. Until next time.